What's up, Shadow Nerds? Let's talk about something we all want to know. Who is John Cena's last opponent or opponents going to be? As of this recording, it is November 2nd. I don't know when I'll post this. I probably should post this today, time-wise. But anyways, he has 4 dates left. Now, originally we all thought that means he's guaranteed to have 3 or 4 more opponents to wrestle, right? Well, we don't know. And then that got even more confusing last night on WWE's Saturday Night Main Event, if you haven't watched it, spoiler, where he announced a 16-man tournament to be his last opponent, which is kind of cool, right? I love the brackets and all that type of stuff, right? It's kind of awesome. But what that leads you to believe is that, does that mean it's all going to boil down to only, like, 1 opponent left out of these 3 or 4 dates, and the other 3 dates it's a promo battle with that person? Or does it mean he battles the last 3 contestants, the last 4 contestants? I don't know. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. Now, I made a comment on one of my stories recently that Edge is coming back to WWE to fight John Cena. Do I still believe that? Possibly. I'm not throwing it out the window. In his thing, he did specifically say the bracket. Now, they only showed about 8, 9, 10 superstars in this bracket, you know, Gunther and Jay and CM and this person, that person, right? But he did say, could be anybody from SmackDown, it could be anybody from Raw, it could be anybody from NXT. Very interesting part was, it could even be somebody that doesn't even work with the company. Does that necessarily mean it could be AEW Edge? Yeah, it does. So kiss my ass. We'll see what happens. If I lose, I owe a certain subscriber, if he's subscribed. No, he's not a subscriber. I owe a certain person $5. And if I win, he has to subscribe to the channel. So we'll see. Maybe I give away $5. I don't know. But what it more likely means, TNA, obviously, even New Japan, okay, AAA, okay. So there's a few other companies that it definitely could be of stars that could come over and wrestle against John Cena. So that will be interesting. So that means that Edge is not completely out of the race, technically. I'm holding my hopes for him to be John Cena's final opponent. Do I think that will be? I don't know. I'm really honestly looking at Gunther, Edge, Jericho. I've seen the rumors. I really don't know. They didn't have a whole lot of a rivalry like they did, but meh. Would I like to see somebody from NXT come up? Yeah, that'd be cool. Or from another company? Yeah. Joe Henry. Maybe. Say his name. Joe versus John. That'd be cool. He's been getting that push the last year and a half within WWE. That'd be alright. Somebody different like Penta or Dominic. That'd be cool. Gunther would make a lot of sense, and I'd really love to see a Gunther versus John Cena match. Blah, 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 blah. I'd be okay with that. So I got Edge. There's even Brock. Right? Is he going to get his revenge before he retires and finally beat Brock? Because that was a squash match, and, like, you're going to let him go out with like that? Maybe. So we got Edge. We got Brock. We got Gunther. Roman. They had a rivalry. Could possibly be Roman. We'll see. Cody, CM Punk, Randy, that's all done. It would have been nice to meet Randy, but that's probably the biggest rivalry he has, but they put that already earlier this year. So, Edge, Brock, Roman, Gunther. I mean, who else? Maybe somebody in NXT. Oh, Joe Henry, right? You could do Opa Femi. You could do Trick Williams. From TNA, there's a couple people over there that could come over and do it. That would be cool. I don't know. I really don't know. But I am not entirely ruling out Edge. So we shall see. Who is John Cena's final opponent going to be? I want to hear your thoughts. Don't just poop all over mine like a pigeon on a statue. Tell me your thoughts on who do you think his last opponent's going to be? And if he's going to wrestle more than just that one time with that final match. Is he going to wrestle these 2 or 3 other appearances that he has? Is he? Let's see. He's supposed to be at War Games, I think, right? So what does it all mean? Who's going to be his finals opponent? I had to make this before he is officially gone in like a month and 2 weeks. Crazy. John Cena's going to be done. So, who's going to be his finals opponent? Tell me, could be anybody. Jerry the King Lawler might come back and rough him up, okay? Let me know in the comments down below. Tell your mama, tell your friends, subscribe to the channel. If you don't have any friends, why aren't they watching WWE or wrestling at all? With that being said, Shadow Nerds out.